All right, welcome back. So, Toyin Abraham, Sheila is a comedian, and many others are being dragged over supporting Tinubu. Like we said, I think Tinubu was sworn in May, so about 7 months ago. So many people that supported him are also being dragged along in this drama right now. So it is what it is. They should have expected that too. Everything, in love and war, all is fair, right? In love and war, all is fair. So if you, with your full chest, you came out and you were supporting Tinubu, you know, you know, then you deserve all the basketballs that comes with this right now. All right. So they're being dragged. Let me see here. One second. Ola, it looks like you're never prepared. I'll make fun of you. Preparation, kill you there. All right. So now I've noticed. I did see that she was on Twitter. She was raising money and collecting money for people. I noticed that, which is cool. That's nice and all. But also recently, Toyin Abraham, she's an actress, by the way. If you don't know who that is, she's a Nollywood actress. She's her recent movie, did 300 million naira, I think, in the box office. So I guess maybe she's feeling sorry now. She's feeling like she misled the country, because at the end of the day, they are influential, right? They're all influential people. So it is what it is. You just have to eat that up. So he's been dragged. Sheila yesterday also was being dragged. As a matter of fact, Sheila was also dragged by Idris Abdul Karim, was on the Honest Bunch podcast, and he was saying Sheila was at an event, and he was saying everybody should be sorry, that it was the greatest mistake of his life. And I said, okay, everybody's just being emotional, okay? Which is acceptable, because human beings are emotional. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? But we're going to need a little bit more than just emotional. We're going to need to apply some emotional intelligence in handling some of this stuff. We have the freedom. We have the freedom to support who we want to support. The reality is that the decision to support a candidate that decision is made from a place of limited information. You don't know what you don't know. One of the things that Idris Abdul Karim said is that, why are you supporting a person you don't know? You don't know any of them. You will never know any of them. So I'm not sure what point that stands to make exactly. You will never know any one of them. That's just the reality. So at some point, if you say, well, since I don't know anybody, I'm not going to support anybody, you're part of the problems, because you're essentially leaving the fate or your fate in the hands of other people. You have to look at the information you have, see what you have. There will continue to be limited information. Either we're talking about Peter Obi, or we're talking about Tinubu, or we're talking about anybody, right? You're going to have to look at that information, and you're going to have to decide that, okay, this is who I am supporting. I am putting my flag together with this person. Okay? Because why? Because you have to kind of make a stance at some point. And by the way, in life, pretty much in life in general, you will always have limited information. And you have to be willing to make decisions off of limited information. That's the reality. There's no such thing as them personally. They might say things like that, like for example, the Olaiya Igwe, who said, this man has helped me. Like, obviously that's a terrible place to come from as well. So it's not what everyone is doing right now, trying to drag people that supported Tinubu. That's not going to help anything. That's only going to make matters worse. That you're also, by the way, you're also demonstrating why we ended up in this situation in the first place. You're basically doing the same thing all over again, and you're still expecting a different result. You know? So it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Just look around you and you will see the reasons why we're in the dilemma we are in now. Just look around you. Just start paying attention to small things like this. So the point I'm going to make here is this. Okay? Of course, feel free to drag who you want to drag, but let's apply some self-awareness along the line in that. What is it? Why am I feeling the way I feel about those who supported Tinubu? Is it because I have a better solution? The chances are no. Is it because I support Peter Obi? There's a chance that that's a yes. Okay, now why? Grab a pen and a paper, write down why you feel you supported Peter Obi. You might just be right. You might be right. He might have been the best solution to the problem of that nation. But think a little bit deeper. Do you think Peter Obi would have had all the answers to fix the economy within 7 months? Because that's basically what we're talking about right now. Right? Would he have been able to fix that nation's issue in 7 months? I think what he might have been able to do is like he would have represented a beacon of hope. And that can be a massive driving force in an economy, even in security, in any of the other issues that is of concern. That might have attracted a lot of investors. Yes, that's possible. But the fundamentals cannot be fixed in 7 months. That's the bottom line. So maybe that would have made a difference. I completely agree on that. But in the grand scheme of things, people would have probably given him more chance. Like, he's new, he's trying to learn the game, you know. But Tinubu, to many people, it's like Buhari. Same thing. It's like, you know, it's like the same regime for the past God knows how long. Right? Even including the Obasanjos, the PDP, all of them, right? So Peter Obi might have represented a new thing entirely. I completely get that. But I just want you to be aware that dragging Toyin, Abraham, and Seyi Law is not going to fix these issues. Okay? If anything, you're demonstrating how Nigeria got in that dirty place in the first place. They keep leaving their fate in the hands of God knows what. Right? Miracles. God will help us. Let us pray for our nation. Praying for our nation is a default. It's something we should always do, even if the nation is thriving. It is not the strategy to fix a fallen nation. It is not the strategy to develop an underdeveloped nation. That is something you do for every nation. You pray for the United States, you pray for China, you pray for every nation around the world. You pray for peace. And that is a default. But there's some certain strategies that must be employed when a nation is in the predicament that Nigeria is right now. And we need to start rubbing minds together and start talking more so about those kind of things. Right? What strategies, what policies, right, can be put in place? Somebody was talking about the floating exchange rate, controlled exchange rates and stuff like that. So like, none of these solutions are absolute. They need to be assessed properly and they need to be monitored, and all of them are short-term in nature. So timing is everything. You have to know the right timing to employ some of those tactics. They call them managed exchange rate floating or something like that. It's easier said than done, because we're talking about 200 million people, right, that basically produce almost nothing, and they have to import everything. Well, at least energy. Even though they have the raw material, they don't know what to do with it. A lot of those they've used it to bet away, to service loans, big loans they call them infrastructure loans, but a lot of it is stomach infrastructures at this point. And it's getting more and more obvious. So it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad right now, and we need to start paying attention to beyond just emotions. I want you to understand it's pretty natural for people to be upset. It's natural that majority of the nation are not going to be the one to provide the solution. But if you're going to be loud, if you're going to be very opinionated about this kind of stuff, let's start rubbing minds together. Understand that there's no absolute solution coming from any one person, right? But there's going to be a lot of reorientation, as I keep saying, all the way from the grassroots to the top, okay? Because the state of Nigeria now was impossible without the enablement of the general population. It's literally impossible. It's happened like this because it is what it is. And the nation has supported everything moving in this direction for so long. Sadly, but that's just the truth. Okay? So Toyin Abraham, Seyi Law regretting that in one other place they said he's not really regretting. He's just, he's just he said he plans to stay in the wilderness with Moses. He wants to, let me see if I can find that statement. He wants to stay in the wilderness with the Moses. Yeah. Emergency comedian Seyi Law, or what do you call yourself? I am sure that the hunger and hardship in Nigeria has shut down your brain. If not, why do you want to spend 40 years with Moses in the wilderness on foot when you can make the journey by air in 1 hour? That's somebody's response to Seyi Law. But his original take, you can see this on Punch News, says, I would rather stay with Moses through wilderness. Seyi Law reaffirms support for Tinubu. So you don't have to say anything, his name is Lawrence Seyi. He has reaffirmed the support for, he wants to stay in the wilderness. For how long? The wilderness is not a joke. So you want to be careful when you say things like that. Especially, you have to be sensitive with the state of the nation right now. But let me know what your thoughts are. Who else, by the way, let me know who else should be dragged. I'm sure you're supporting. You might want people to be dragged. Those that supported Seyi Tinubu. No, not Seyi. Of course, that's the song. Seyi Law. Auntie Ronke Oshodi, okay. Toyin Abraham. Who are the people that supported this movement that you want to drag? Feel free to drag them in the comment area. But in my opinion, you're going to need a little bit more than that to fix that nation's issue. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay? All right, but let me know who you want to drag in the comment area. And do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.